Hi there, Megan. Having a bunch of teachers telling me that they're having all sorts of issues with students in meetings where they can't control things like the students being able to turn their mics on and off and muting other people and turning on the chat and using the chat function while they're in meetings. And that is an issue with Microsoft Teams, particularly when you use this Meet option that is part of a channel. So if you've gone into the Teams that your students are in and you've gone into a channel and you've started this Meet Now function and got your students to jump in and join that, you have limited controls over what they can and can't do. So what can you do about it? How can you make it so that there is a bit more control around all of your meetings that you have with your students? The best thing you can do is schedule your meetings. So set your meetings in Microsoft Outlook. So using the Outlook client, and you've got to have the Teams client installed as well. You can come in and you can schedule a meeting for whatever time you want to. So let's say I make one here for tomorrow, for example, and I'll call it class team meeting. The location is just going to be MS Teams, and it's this time from 9:30 to whenever. I'm not going to invite anybody at all. Maybe I want to invite other teachers, but what I want to do is just create a meeting event in my calendar only. So let's do that. Now what we need to do is say that it is a Teams meeting. So we've got to hit this little button here, and that will change the event and it will add this automatically into the meeting. Click here to join the meeting. This is the meeting link that you are going to share with people later on. Okay, so I've set everything that I want. I don't need to invite anybody, just myself, and I'm ready now to save this meeting. So I'm going to go send, and this meeting cannot be sent because there are no recipients. So maybe I do need to add myself in there. That'll do, and now try and send. And what that's going to do is create this team meeting in my inbox, in my calendar, and I could be inviting other teachers into that meeting as well, and they would be participants of the meeting rather than attendees. So what do I now do with this? What I've done is I've just put this little blurb here, and I'll add that in the description of this video so that you'll be able to get the instructions pretty easily. So what I want to do now is actually open this meeting, and the next thing I want to do is actually join it. So it says here control click to follow. So I hold control and hit the click button. It will give me the thing in the browser, and I'll say open it in Microsoft Teams. So because I've got the desktop client running, I want that open. I don't need to turn on the camera. I don't need to turn on microphone or any of that sort of stuff. I can leave that off, and I can go join now. It's now joining me into that meeting that I'm meant to have tomorrow. I'm not going to wait for others to join, but what I want to now do is go into more actions here and go to meeting options, and this is where I can set my restrictions for the meeting. So who can bypass the lobby? We want students to go into a lobby. We don't want them sitting in a meeting by themselves, chatting away with each other or anything. We want only me to be the person who can bypass the lobby, or it could be the people who you've scheduled in your meeting invite. Then the next one that you need is who can present. We don't want everyone to present, we want only me, or you can say specific people. So let's say only me, and that will stop other students using this function up here to share their content. Now allow mic for attendees. I say no, don't let them speak until you want them to speak, and that's by going later on in the meeting into the participants list, and you can enable the microphone for individual students, maybe after they've raised their hand. Allow camera for attendees. Well, some people like to have the camera available for students so that you get a panel Brady Bunch picture of all of the different students in your class. So it might be a good idea to have that one turned on, but leave the microphone turned off until you want it. And then this is the important one. Some people don't want to have meeting chat turned on, so you can come in here and you can disable it, or you can have it enabled in meeting only, which means when you are in the meeting the chat is enabled, but change it to disabled that's fine. You can allow them to do reactions if you want to, and that's this function in here where you can do laugh and applause and those sorts of things. So you can decide whether you want that on or off. And that's it. Hit the save button. That will then be saved ready for the meeting when you have it tomorrow. And you can now leave this, and that's it. Now what do you do with the meeting? Well, let's go back to the class meeting here, and it says here, Microsoft Teams meeting, join on your computer or mobile app. Click here to join the meeting. You now need to right click and choose copy or Control C, and then you can go and create a email message, send it to all of your students to say join this meeting, paste this message in. Or you could go into the actual channel of the meeting and you can start a new conversation. We are meeting tomorrow at whatever that time was, 1 p.m. and you can paste that information in here. And then you can post that, and then students can come and they can click on that option to join the meeting. And that will join in your scheduled meeting. That will then apply the restrictions that you want. Hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next video.